This queen had a very unusual way of picking a man. If someone could paint her a beautiful nose, she'd spend a passionate night with him. But if he failed to please her, he had two choices: jump from a tall building or become food for her pets. One day, a young boy, just a small painter, was sketching apples on a table, but his apples came out crooked and ugly. To teach him a lesson, his master told him to take the portrait to the queen. The boy knew this trip could cost him his life, but he had no choice but to gather his courage and take his chances. Soon, he arrived at the queen's castle, but the moment he stepped through the gate, a fly came buzzing at him. He tried to swat it, but missed. Annoyed, the boy grabbed his scroll to smack the fly, but bent it by accident. Terrified, he quickly unrolled it to check. Luckily, the queen's portrait inside was fine. Then the fly came back again. This time he smacked it with his hand and killed it. But the fly's blood splattered right onto the queen's nose in the portrait. Panicked, the boy tried wiping it off, knowing he might be executed soon. He rubbed harder and harder, but ended up erasing her nose completely. The boy was desperate, banging his head, trying to think of a way out. Then he spotted a brush. He grabbed it and started painting a new nose. But he was so nervous that he made a red streak on the paper. As the queen's guards closed in on him, he worked faster, sketching nose after nose. But every single one looked awful. None matched the queen's original nose. The boy knew if he failed, he'd be eaten by her pets. The more he thought about it, the more panicked he became. And soon, the soldiers dragged him before the queen. Holding the scroll, he walked up to her throne only to see a tiger right beside her. Scared out of his mind, he opened the painting, expecting to die on the spot. But to his shock, the queen loved it. She spun around with joy, thrilled with the nose he had drawn. She even invited the boy to spend a romantic night with her. But the boy refused. He wasn't about to give his first time to the queen. Surprisingly, she didn't get angry. Instead, she named him the royal painter. Later, the boy hung the portrait on the wall to study, while his master became his assistant. And that's how luck sometimes turns out to be a kind of strength.